About midway to the top of the hill was a pleasant arbor built by the Lord of the Hill for the refreshment of weary travelers. Christian reached this place and sat down to rest. Taking the scroll from his bosom, he began to read, but being weary, he soon fell into a deep sleep, and the scroll fell out of his hand. As he was sleeping, one came and wakened him, saying, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise." Christian suddenly started up and sped on his way till he came to the top of the hill. Here he was surprised to see two men coming toward him. The name of the one was Timorous and the other Mistrust. To them, Christian said, "Sirs, what is the matter? You are going the wrong way." They answered, "We saw lions in the way. The farther we go, the more danger we meet with, so we are going back." Then said Christian, "You make me feel afraid. Which way shall I go to be safe? To go back to my own country is certain death. To go forward is fear of death. But there is everlasting life at the end of the road. I will go forward." So Mistrust and Timorous ran down the hill, and Christian went on ahead. As he walked, he thought he would read the scroll for his comfort. He felt in his bosom for it. He found it not. He was greatly perplexed until he remembered that he must have dropped it while he was sleeping in the arbor. Falling on his knees, he asked God's forgiveness and then went back to look for the scroll. As he went back searching for his scroll, he sighed and wept with regret. "The Lord built that arbor only for the refreshment of pilgrims," he said. "How foolish and sinful I was to sleep in the midst of difficulty." When he reached the arbor, he sat down and wept again. But at last, looking around sorrowfully, he spied the scroll down under the bench. With trembling hands, he snatched it and thrust it back into his bosom. Who can describe the joy he felt? This scroll was his ticket to heaven and his assurance of eternal life. How nimbly Christian now hastened up the rest of the hill. Yet before he reached the top, the sun had gone down. Again he bewailed the folly of his sleeping, for he remembered that Mistrust and Timorous had told of having been frightened by lions on the road ahead. He said to himself, "If these beasts come upon me in the dark, I shall be torn to pieces." But even as he repented of his mistake, he lifted up his eyes and saw before him a stately palace, the name of which was Beautiful. So I saw in my dream that he hurried to the palace, hoping to get lodging there for the night. But before he had gone far, he entered a narrow passage and saw a short distance ahead 2 lions lying in front of the gate.